Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Raha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth. Peace and salutations to the chosen and elect. I'm Ari Al-Zabat out of the GMS Dallas camp. And this really no entitlement. We're just going to go over 2nd Esdras, the 5th chapter, probably half of it, the first verse through maybe 30. And this is a continuation of 2nd Esdras, the 4th chapter, where you're the angel, the messenger, giving Esdras these visions and breaking them down. And chapter 4 ended off with the tokens, and we're just going to pick up in the 5th chapter, and it's going to break down what those tokens are, and we're just going to get right into it. All right. This is 2nd Esdras, the 5th chapter, and it reads, verse 1: Nevertheless, as coming the tokens, behold, the days shall come, that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number, and the way of truth shall be hidden, and the land shall be barren of faith. And, the angel, is going to expand on those tokens, and those tokens are, the signs of the future, and where it reads that they which dwell upon the earth shall be taken in a great number. This is going into their current and future times, that's taking place now. And they're taken in a great number is the destruction, the people that are going to be taken in great number, which is that destruction, meaning that, a lot of people are going to be put to death in mass numbers, and the way of truth should be hidden and the land should be barren, because during that time, these latter times, the wicked 2/3, had opportunity to get this truth, whether they scoff, put it off, whatever the case may be. These are the times that the wicked 2/3 are going to be in, and what's going to be happening in these days. All right. Verse 2: But iniquity shall be increased above that which now thou seest, that thou hast heard long ago. And the wickedness now is going into the continuation. It's going to continue to increase, likened unto the days of Noah. So that's what this is going into, iniquity being increased. That's why Yahweh Shai said, like unto the days of Noah, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be, because iniquity is increasing, all right, right before judgment. Verse 3: And the land that thou seest now to have root shalt thou see wasted suddenly. And this is going into Babylon the Great being destroyed. And we'll get a precept to that. This is, let's get that in Revelation 18. And I believe verse 10. And it reads, Revelation 18 and 10. Standing afar off from the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city, Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come. See? So this is going into that verse in 2nd Esdras 5 and 3. And the land that thou seest now to have root shall thou see wasted suddenly. And that's how fast it's going to be destroyed, Verse 4: But if the Most High grant thee to live, thou shalt see after the 3rd trumpet that the sun shall suddenly shine again in the night, and the moon thrice in the day. All right. And this is going into, the signs in the heavens and upon the earth, before Babylon the Great being destroyed. We can get that account too Let's get that in Luke 21 and verse 26. And it reads, men's heart failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of the heaven shall be shaken. See? And that's the destruction, because that destruction is going to be, throughout the earth, not only just in Babylon the Great, All right. Verse 5, and it reads, and blood shall drop out of wood, and the stone shall give his voice, and the people should be troubled. And this is, going into the heathens and the wicked 2/3 being destroyed in various areas, where wood and stone communities and cities are located. So, whether you at a park, a stadium, you downtown, at a cabin lake, that's body is being mingled, in these areas. So if it's a wooded area, it's going to be blood all over the wood. Or if you somewhere where it's like a stadium or something, or downtown or wherever, that's the stone, being covered in blood as well. And that noise is from the sound of, when concrete getting hit with a missile or something, you hear it cracking and how a building is falling down. One of those tall high rises. Once it's just like 9/11 when a twin tower fell, how you heard the cracking of the wood, the stone, when it was falling down. So that's a good idea of what that scripture is going into. All right. In verse 6, it reads, and even he shall rule whom they look not for that dwell upon the earth, and the fowls shall take their flight away together. And this is going into the chosen and elect that is speaking about, and even he shall rule who they not look for that dwell upon the earth, because we, in their eyes, we're like, the prophets are nobodies, are foolish to the world, walking after Yahweh's side. So when it's speaking about that, it's speaking about the chosen and the elect, because they, these are the 2/3 who's looking at us like we're stupid just because we don't, walk after the things of the world, whatever those things may be, whether it's like, trying to build your community here, knowing that this is not our place of rest, trying to live and save your life here. So we're not trying to save our life. We're willing to lose our life so our lives can be saved, hoping to enter into thy chamber, and will if you part of the chosen and the elect. All right. Verse 7. And and there's another part of that, verse 6. And even he shall rule whom they not look for that dwell upon the earth, which is the chosen and elect, and the fowls shall take their flight away together. And this is just, when the destruction hit, the bird's going to migrate to different areas. So if they in one area and all of this is taking place, they're going to go to where it's pretty much calm and you don't have destruction, not too much destruction and war going on, All right. Verse 7, and it reads, and the Sodomish sea shall cast out fish and make a noise in the night, which have not known, but they shall all hear the voice thereof. All right. And what you have to pay attention to is that word Sodomish, because it has the word ish on it, which means pertaining to. And it's just meaning that those waters are becoming inhabitable, so they're being tainted, that even the living that's in the waters, is cast out, All right. Verse 8, and it reads, there shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be offset out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. All right, so it's kind of a lot going on here. And we're going to deal with the first part. There should be a confusion also in many places, and the fire should be set out again. And they're just saying there's going to be, destruction all over the earth, throughout the earth, not just in Babylon the Great. And that's what their confusion is, There's going to be total chaos going on. And the second part where it says the wild beasts shall change their places. And it's just like if you, California, for example, with the wildfires, all the animals that were there, they start moving to other areas because, it's hot. You have bears locating to different areas that you normally wouldn't have a bear located. So these beasts and animals, they're going to be moving to other locations as well due to the destruction that's taking place. All right. And where it reads, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters. And these are babies, that are being born with deformities, because when you have nuclear destruction taking place, from the ICBMs and all of that, you got radiation in the air. So this is what it's going to look like, babies that's being born with deformities, having issues. All right. The woman being poisoned, whether it's by smoking or whatever the case may be. These evil times are going to be taking place. All right. Verse 9. And salt water shall be found in the sweet, and all the friends shall destroy one another. Then shall wit hide itself, and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. And those waters, with all the destruction taking place, these waters are going to be, the unclean water is going to be mixing with the fresh water, the sweet water. And that's what that is. So those are the waters becoming tainted, it's undrinkable water pretty much. And because of the conditions of the people, are living in. So I have a precept to that. The second part of this where it says, then shall wit hide itself and understanding withdraw itself into his secret chamber. And that's going into Amos 8 and 11. And that reads, behold, the days come, said the Lord thy power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor of thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. And it's just showing you that, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding will be a scarce thing in that day. People going to be coming to and fro, trying to find, the prophets, So let's go back to verse 9. All right. Verse 10. We're on verse 10. And it reads, and shall be sought of many, and yet not be found. Then shall unrighteousness and incontinency be multiplied upon earth. And what that's going into, the word incontinency, it just means lack of control. So that's where the chaos is going to be taking place, where you have lack of control, you don't have, it's just pretty much wickedness, and a good precept to that is Matthew. We'll get that, Matthew 24 and 12. All right, this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse 12, and it read, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And when you don't have righteousness, going throughout the earth, you're going to, attain unrighteousness. And this is where, you're going to have, people just out of control. They're already wicked, who didn't take heed to the prophet. So this is what you're going to end up with, is chaos, the lack of understanding. All right, let's go back to verse 11, 2nd Esdras 5 and 11. One land also shall ask another and say, Is righteousness that maketh a man righteous gone through thee? And it shall say no. And this is the wicked 2/3, that are going to be destroyed, searching for the Lord and will not find him. So, verse 12, and it reads, at the same time shall men hope, but nothing obtain. They shall labor, but their ways shall not prosper. And during these times, their faith, hope, and prayers, will be in vain because they did not take heed to the prophets, and the ark door, has closed at that time. Now you want to seek the Lord and you want to listen to the prophets. Well, it's kind of like too late. Too late. That's why their ways should not prosper. They're not going to have the understanding that you get in. I think it's Isaiah. Let's find it. Let's get that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is going to be the stability of that time. What's that? Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength and salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. And this is one thing that the wicked 2/3 are not going to do during a time when they have, when their grace time is upon the earth. That's why it's so important that you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, who are the Hebrew Israelites, take heed. All right. Verse 13. And it reads, to show thee such tokens I have leave, and if thou wilt pray again and weep as now, and fast even days, thou shalt hear yet greater things. And these tokens, were the end days, the signs of the end days. All right. And, through prayer and fasting, Esdras was able to receive, these revelations. And that's what that is going into, where it says, thou wilt pray again and weep as now, and fast even days, thou shalt hear yet greater things, So this is how he was able to receive those revelations, was through fasting and praying, ultimately through the Most High. All right, verse 14, and it reads, then I awake, and an extreme fearfulness went through all my body, and my mind was troubled, so that it fainted. So the angel that was come to talk with me held me, comforted me, and set me upon my feet. And in the second night it came to pass that Salathiel, the captain of the people, came unto me, saying, where hast thou been? And why is thy countenance so heavy? Knowest thou not that Israel is committed unto thee in the land of their captivity? Up then, and eat bread, and forsake us not, as the shepherd that leaveth his flock in the hands of cruel wolves. And this is Esdras, who is a prophet and a priest, being left for, days as he was being abandoned, and it seemed like he was left hanging. So that's what it means when it says, up then and eat bread and forsake us not, as a shepherd that leaveth his flock in the hand of cruel wolves. And that's what it's likened unto, he's being abandoned and left hanging. Verse 19, then I said unto him, go thy way from me, and come not near me, nigh me. And he heard what I had said and went from me. And basically, Esdras said, leave me alone, pretty much, get away from me. Verse 20. And so I fasted 7 days, mourning and weeping, like as Uriel the angel gave me. And after 7 days, so it was, that the thoughts of my heart were very grievous unto me again. And my soul recovered the spirit of understanding, and I began to talk with the Most High again, and said, O Lord, that bearest rule of every wood of the earth, and all the trees thereof, thou hast chosen thee, one only vine. Okay, and this is starting from verse 24. Oh, I didn't read 24. And of all lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit, and of all the flowers thereof one lily. And this is basically, and that pit, which is used in this scripture, is likened unto a landmass. That's why it says, and of all the lands of the whole world, thou hast chosen thee one pit. So it's liking the lands to a pit. And of all the flowers thereof one lily. And it's showing you that that favorite flower of the Most High is the lily. So also out of all the lands, that one pit, which is that one land, is Israel. That's his favorite. All right. Verse 25. And it reads, and all of the depths of the sea thou hast filled thee one river, and of all builded cities thou hast allowed Zion unto thyself. And all of the fowls that are created has named thee one dove, and all of the cattle that thou hast made has provided thee one sheep. All right, so, going back to verse 25, these are talking about the Most High favorite. And we understand Zion, where it says has hallowed Zion up to itself. It's a monument, which means Jerusalem. And Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Also, the dove is the Most High favorite bird. And of all the cattle that he has provided thee one sheep. And Israel is also, likened unto a sheep. So that's why, that it's mentioned there, verse 27. And it reads, among all the multitudes of people, thou hast gotten thee one people, and unto this people, whom thou lovest, thou gavest a law that is approved of all. And we know this is Israel that is speaking about. Verse 27. And now, verse 28, and now, O Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua, why hast thou given this one people over unto many, which are the heathens? And upon the one root thou hast prepared others, and why hast thou scattered thy only one people among many? And these, speaking of the heathens, and it's just saying through captivity, Israel was scattered, Verse 29, and it reads, and they which did gainsay thy promises and believe not thy covenants have trodden them down, which is talking about the heathens again, the heathens. And also, starting with Esau, Edom, here in Babylon the Great. In verse 30, it reads, if thou didst so much hate thy people, yet shouldest thou punish them with thine own hands. And this is Esdras saying, why didn't you just punish us, yourself, instead of giving us over to the heathens? And that's what that's going into, So, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I'll do another continuation of verse 31, make a part 2 to this, to 2 Esdras chapter 5. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who have taught us this truth and ruled well. Peace and salutations to the chosen and the elect. Shalom.